Hey traders, back to another recap. So $250,000 a day on gold. The exact PNL is about 253K. So if you've been following up with my Telegram channel or also my YouTube channel, you pretty much know that the entire March and April has always been very slow based on my personal statistics. So I've been trading for nearly 7 years. I started really gathering data since about 5 years ago. So every single year I always have my peak performance period and also my poor performance period. And I also at the same time have my stagnation period. So stagnation period means really slow month. Sometimes all of you have to understand slow month doesn't mean you can't see any position, or some of our traders can't see any position. Despite we trade the exact same system, sometimes everyone still have different trading style, different risk appetite, and different trading time frame. For me personally, I much focus on more of a short to mid-term opportunity, which means if I see a setup that provides a poor price position, it doesn't offer at least a 1 to 3 minimum RR, it doesn't offer a clear market structure, I won't take any position. So since March until April, I only took 5 positions, and 3 of them were losses, 2 of them were wins. 1 small win, 1 usual win, but I only risked very little. It was only until this position and also 1 Aussie dollar trade. This trade I actually closed out for BE. I'll talk about it in a little bit. So let's talk about this trade first. So is the first trade that I started risking big after nearly 1.5 months, because based on my own statistics, I know market will always be slow in March to April, so I know I should be risking small. So I was just risking on average about 10-20k a trade, and on this trade I actually risk a little over around $75,000. At this point, I don't really measure my risk that precise, to be frank with all of you, because I trade my lot size all based on 50 lots, 100 lots, 200 lots. If you go back and watch all of my YouTube videos, then you probably know my lot size, I wouldn't say super big, but they're not small. Yeah, if you look at all of my recaps, for example, this is actually quite small. I didn't risk that much. Let me see if you look at my recap 500k day on dollar yen. I had my 1/million plus month as well in January. My lot size is usually about 100 lots, 300 lots onwards, but gold is different. The volatility recently has been absolutely insane, so I'm happy to just trade 50 lots. That's it. So I risk about 30 lots at first, had a pretty conservative stop loss. The entire trade idea, the thesis, was based on an overextended market, but just because market was overextended, for example, when we see things like this, one of the common traders' problem is they start looking for reversal opportunity, and that is the false thinking, false mindset. Why? Because just because market gets overstretched, it doesn't give you enough signal or so-called enough evidence for you to go short. So I normally teach something called right side of the V, and this is something that I learned from Lance Brightstein as well. You can actually YouTube him, Lance Brightstein, one of the really good trader. Right side of the V simply means we want to wait for market to form some sort of reversal signal before we start catching reversal setups or any mean reversion setups. And the most dangerous time to go against the trend is when the market is on a pro trend or a parabolic trend, because a pro trend means we have a market that goes up, down, vice versa. Means we don't see any pullback, or we only see shallow pullbacks like all this. You see the angle of the pullback will always be very shallow, and we just keep recovering every single dip. When you see this kind of exact market condition, do not try to go against it until you see some sort of reversal signal. So how do you define reversal signal? This is a very deep lesson. I won't go through that. But for me personally, we trade a strategy called TPF, which means we want to see price breaking some sort of structure. We then try to catch the right side of the V. So I don't ever try to catch the top. I need to wait for a large swing down to confirm my trade idea being correct. So I don't really try to chase into the uptrend. All I did was I wait. Some of our traders actually started shorting here inside our trade club. Personally, I didn't, because it didn't fit my criteria. Just because they make money, it doesn't mean I take the exact same setup. And the real thing is, in March and also April, many of our traders actually caught really beautiful longs and shorts, both directions on gold. But to me, I didn't take any of them because it didn't fit my criteria. So what I did was, when I saw price begin to break back below that 33.55 zone, I then start talking about potential short opportunity, discuss it inside our trade club. Anyway, when price broke below this 33.55, 33.53, I then look for a TPF short. Basically, price push lower, wait for price to, we have a very specific entry criteria, entry model. Basically had a sell limit here. Stop loss is either above this 33.93, but to me that's way too wide. In terms of RR, it would be terrible, since this is more to a mean reversion setup. When I take this trade, you see I only have a static TP, which is about 3R. But the key thing is, on most of the positions, if you've been following up with my recaps, I actually don't have any TP. I'm a big promoter of not using a TP because it limits your setup. I much prefer having an open target and assess things accordingly. If I see price rejecting certain level, I'll close the trade. If you're someone who's struggling to build consistency, just have a static TP. It means you set a physical TP there, just let it be. But if you're someone who's more experienced on more of an elite side, then I'll suggest you to try have a system that has an open target, that you only close the trade until you see certain signal against you. So I actually have a static TP on this one because this is more of a min reversion setup. Min reversion means I know that on the higher time frame we're still on a massive uptrend, and I don't want to go too aggressive holding on to it. So what I did was I hold on to the position. At the beginning of the position, it did have some hiccup. It actually went back, nearly stopping me out. Not really nearly, but about 70-80% against me, then push back below. When I see price push back below and close back below the white line here, I actually added another 20 lots. So I shorted 30 lots at first, added another 20 lots after I see price confirming my overall thesis being correct once, twice, both stops to BE. I then let the position run. The position actually just closed out for about $253,000 to be specific. So if I were to show you all our Telegram, just to show you all, exact setup is the exact setup that I share inside our trade club as well. So you can actually see I held this position for nearly 2 days since yesterday morning after I get triggered. Yeah, you can actually see here, and yeah, I have one more Aussie long position that I closed out for BE. I'll talk about it right now. Almost forgot about it. So let's talk about my Aussie dollar long. So besides my gold short, I also have a Aussie dollar long position, and again pretty close to my stop loss. See how tight was that? I was, I think, 0.6 pips away from my stop loss, but because Aussie dollar on any raw spreads account, it has almost zero spread, sometimes just one micro pip spread. So this is a very simple sort of a break and retest setup. basically just a strong reversal at a massive fake out at 0.6190. Price then have a break above that 0.6374. I was technically just looking for a break and retest. So this kind of setup, I wouldn't go too deep into it. Really simple. After seeing price breaks that 0.6377, I then took a pullback long, and I took the long. Please don't look at things from hindsight. So I actually took a long somewhere around here. I was very fortunate that my stop loss actually covers this low, the candle's low, because I was concerned about what if price come back and challenge this low. So I had my stop loss below there. I was pretty close to getting stopped out. I see once, twice. That was really almost, I thought I was going to get stopped out anyway, and then price eventually moved back into my favor, come back again. I decided to close out the position for BE, because based on my entry criteria, based on my trade management criteria, if a position chops around my entry for such a long time, I'll just close it for BE first thing, because my swaps isn't cheap as well. My lot size is pretty big, so on this trade I actually took about 200 lots, so my swaps is quite expensive, frankly speaking. Anyway, closed out the position. Not really BE because I paid commissions and swaps, still a loss for a few $1,000s, but it's okay. So that's pretty much it for the recap on Aussie dollar and gold. And just to show all of you how I personally manage two positions at the same time, because Aussie dollar and gold, they are somehow positive correlated on a very minimal side, because Aussie is one of the largest exports of gold as well, so naturally they have some sort of correlation. But ever since the massive rally on gold since last year or even 2 years ago, the correlation on gold compared to DXY or even Aussie dollar, they have detached a little bit. So I don't really care too much about the correlation relationship between gold and Aussie anymore, in fact, because gold is just too insane. The rally on gold is not normal, it's not healthy. So if let's say I see gold continue dropping, I will looking for further short opportunity in the short term, especially after seeing such a heavy rally, which I don't think is healthy. But anyway, just because price is super overstretched, super aggressive, it doesn't mean it gives us enough clue to go short. And I hope this recap also tell all of you the importance of being patient, and to actually wait for the right setup to appear. So that's pretty much it. I know some of you will be expecting, let's show MT4 flagship here now. I don't really want to do that anymore, because as I told all of you, I've posted a lot of P&Ls in the past few months, a lot of P&Ls, and I don't want to appear like I'm trying to show off or anything, because it actually attracted some hate because of the large figure, and it attracted some unwanted attention by some other YouTubers because they couldn't achieve the same results. Anyway, still always trying to be transparent as possible. Still the same Neoh. I hope you enjoy the recap. So 250 over $1,000 day, 1 3R 1 BE. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you all later. Bye bye.